Hello and welcome to Junk Journal Inspirations. My name is Emily. I am here to do another Wax Seal Wednesday using the rest of the wax seals that I received from Craspire.com. And I will link to their website and to the individual links for the seal stamps that I'm using today. And if you use this code, Emephemera5, you can get $5 off a $40 order. So that'll be in the description box as well, so you don't have to remember that. I just wanted to show you real quick. All right, so today I've done I kind of played around a little bit and made a couple prototypes. And then we're gonna play with these three seal stamps. And I have, I'll show you what I've done so far. This was like my first little prototype, and I'll show you how I folded this up. But I just basically took a piece of scrap paper and folded it a couple times, and then I just used the dragonfly seal to hold that together, and then you end up with a little pocket here and a little tuck spot here. And then if, depending on how you put it in your journal, you could have another little tuck spot or here or here or here or wherever. So I'll show you how I made that. And then I also just, I grabbed this piece of Tim Holtz paper that I had, just in my scrap bin. I had already scored it for some reason, and then I didn't use it for whatever I was going to use it for. So I just used the leaf seal there, and there's some, it's like a gold, and then there was some white left in my spoon, and I just kind of swirled it together. I love how that looks. I didn't glue the bottom, but I probably would, if it wasn't a prototype. But you end up with a little pocket, and then again, depending on how you put this in your journal, you can have a couple other tuck spots. So we'll do another one sort of similar to that. But first I wanted to show you this one, which is sort of a variation of this. I used a bigger piece of paper. I think I ended up cutting this. I think it was 8 by 8 to start, and I think I cut off an inch. So I think it ends up being 4-ish by 7 once it's folded. But what I did, so yeah, you can see I kind of cut it after the fact. So I folded it, I started here. Let me scooch here. Okay. So I started like this with just an 8 by 8 piece of paper. I folded this part up so that it was, I had some space around the fold, right? And then I turned it this way and I folded it in half. And then I cut that inch off the top and I rounded my corners. So I'm just going to throw some ink on here real quick. I've got some black soot distress ink, since this has some black polka dots on the paper. I thought that would look nice. So let's just make sure everything, and I will go ahead and glue the bottom this time. I didn't on my prototype, just because I was, just sort of doing it quickly, right? So I'm gonna add glue just here along this bottom edge. And you could probably, if you wanted to, you could glue along this bottom edge too. Maybe I'll do that. Probably don't have to, but let's just go ahead and do that. And then just along the bottom here, like that. And then I already have some black wax melted here. And let's use the square flower little seal stamp. I think I probably have enough here. So I want to get it so that it kind of holds this corner down. And I'm not too concerned if it, leaks over the side, because that kind of looks cool. But I'm going to hold this down and then put my wax here, and it should spread out nicely once we add the stamp. I just need to decide which way it goes. I might not have enough wax, but that's okay. We'll see what happens. And we'll just let that sit for a minute. And I'm going to clean off my spoon. Don't want black for everything here. So just carefully clean that out because it is hot. It is hot. I hope you're all having a good day. It is Saturday here when I am filming this, and it's nice and sunny outside, which is good. We had a lot of not so sunny weather. Okay, so see, I didn't use enough wax, but I still think it looks pretty neat. Now what we can do is we can add more wax on top of that and try to get it. We'll see what we can do. We might be able to just kind of start over there, and I can probably even cut off this little bit here and throw it in my spoon and let that remelt. Oops, there we go. And then we'll just go right over top of that. I think that'll be fine. All right, let's, while that's melting, I'll show you what else I did here. So then I grabbed another piece of just scrap Tim Holtz paper. And I'll go ahead, I think I'm gonna round the corners here. And I'll go ahead and ink that up. So this is kind of nice, you know, if you have scraps laying around and you need, you know, need an idea of what to do with them. I think it's fun to just kind of fold some stuff up, and you can use, you know, you can use the wax seals as, you know, kind of a way to hold it together. I'm going to add glue to the bottom here though, just so things don't fall out the bottom. So that one we'll do in a second. I want to get that one in a second. Let's see if my wax is melty. All right, I think that's melted. So I'm gonna go right over top, and that it should sort of melt that wax that's already there. Hopefully, the heat of, you know, the new melted wax, hopefully that will sort of remelt that. We'll see. We'll see. All right. All right, let's hope. Oh, yay, that worked much better. Okay, so here's what we get. I probably could have used even a little more wax, but what I'm going to do is I have these little metallic like markers, and I'm going to outline a little bit here the image with my marker. So that the, you know, the actual image shows a little bit better, since I use such a dark, you know, the black wax. Let's see how this looks. All right. So there we go. I think that looks really pretty. It's a really cool effect when you color over top of it. I think it looks cool. I didn't do a fabulous job because I couldn't put my head right over top of it, but I still think it looks neat. And then we have, let me grab my little, we have a, you know, a pocket here, and we have a tuck spot here. And then, like I said before, depending on how you know, put this into your journal, you can have some other tuck spots as well. So that is that one. And then let's see, where did I, oh, here it is. Okay. So this one's all ready to go. I've glued along the bottom here. Now we just need to decide on a color. And I think I'm going to use this really pretty yellow color, because it kind of matches that yellow in that flower there. And I might put in one of these gold, whoops, as well, just to kind of, you know, mute that brightness of the yellow. So we'll let that melt, and then we'll get this one ready. This is just, I think it was a 6x8, but I cut it down. I think I cut it down. What did I cut it to? It is 6, I think I cut it down to 6x6. So, and it doesn't matter really. I'm just creating kind of a top loading pocket, right? So I'm going to cut a little thumb notch here. Let me see where sort of the center is. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. So my goal is to add my wax here, but I think I'm going to glue that down just so it's not flapping around. But I'm going to go ahead and ink first. So let's do that real quick while we're waiting for our wax to melt. There we go. And let's add, whoops, this stuff flying everywhere. I'm just going to add glue here and here and along the bottom here. I think that'll be perfect. All right. Again, this was just a piece of scrapbook paper that I had. It's more cardstock, I guess. But yeah, all right, so that one's ready. Let's see if our wax is melted. We're getting there. Now you can use like a toothpick or something if you want to, let me use a paper clip here. If you want to swirl this around a little bit, it will just sort of naturally swirl, you know, when you pour it. But if you want to get it kind of going, get my glue out of the way here. And I think we'll use the leaf, this one here. There we go. I think that'll look really pretty. And I'm just gonna go like sort of here. And then yeah, I think it'll be a nice little tuck at the top for a small tag. Actually, maybe I'll go a little lower so there's a little more space. All right, let's see. Let's see what we get here. There we go. And I'll let that sit for a second. I'll clean out my spoon and I'll be right back. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, that's very pretty. There we go. Make sure. I think that looks really nice. And then you have a little pocket slash tuck here. You can make it a pocket or another tuck spot, however, you know, however you glue it in your journal. All right, now I already threw in some pink beads here. So those are melting. And let's see. I think I'm gonna grab some string. I have some string here. So I had an idea. I want to try this out. So I have a piece of just regular, you know, just regular string. And what I'm gonna do is sort of wrap it around my little pocket here. And I'm going to tie it up. I think I'm just going to do a knot. We'll see here. Let me see what that looks like. I always feel like I need a third hand. All right, then let's see. Do we want to do a bow? Maybe. Let's see what that looks like. And then I'm going to kind of move this, hopefully, probably should have, there we go, over here to the side. Then I think, you know what? No, I'm gonna unbow it. All right, I'm gonna leave it like this. We're gonna use the dragonfly seal stamp for this one. Let's get this nice and melted here. And I'm gonna stamp it right on top of that knot. I just think it'll look pretty. And then I can cut this. I certainly don't need that much hanging off of there. We could get real fancy here. Let's throw a piece of cheesecloth behind there too. And I'm actually gonna tuck the cheesecloth under my twine like that. If that makes sense. All right, I think my candle I need a new candle. So this is taking a bit longer to melt. Let's move this out of the way and we'll hold it here for a second. Just make sure that it's good and melted. Yep, there goes my candle. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna pour this right on top of my knot here. And hopefully it will work. It mostly worked. There we go. I think that looks amazing. Very cool. Even though it's not a full circle, I don't mind. You get the whole dragonfly for the most part in there, and I like the little, you know, the little added detail. I think that's super pretty. All right, so then you've got, you know, you've got your pocket here that you can tuck something in. I think this one is my favorite, but I like them all. So let's look and see what we ended up with here. Move some of this out of the way. And we had our 3 seal stamps from Craspire. And here's what we did. Whoops. I'm just all thumbs lately. So this was my prototype. Not terribly exciting, but I do like the rest of these. I think they look really cool. My ink is still a little bit, my marker is still a little wet, and I just, there we go, put my finger on top of that and then touched the pocket. But there we go. I think that looks really cool, and I'm super excited to use these in upcoming journals. All right, guys, I hope that this inspired you to maybe try out some wax seals and see what you come up with. It's a ton of fun. I think it's very relaxing and satisfying. And even when things don't work out perfectly, I think it's still amazing and looks really cool. I think even the more rustic, when you get kind of a missing piece or whatever, I think it just makes it look older and, more, gives it some character. All right, guys. I hope you have a fabulous day. I will be back soon. And take care of yourselves. Stay healthy and stay safe. Talk to you in the next video. Bye.